Chapter 19. Marcus. Saturday afternoon, after I finally finished all that schoolwork I had to do, I decided to go to the mall and buy those clothes that I was supposed to have bought that time Luke and me almost got arrested for shopping while dressed as teenagers wearing hoodies. This time, I was dressed more respectable, jeans and a shirt tucked in. I bought and paid for, can you tell my sarcasm? That's the shirts I picked up on my way out. Then I decided to stop at the mall's coffee shop to get something to drink. While I was in line, I saw Hannah sitting over in a corner, reading her government book. Then I remembered Joshua's and my talk about the night before, about my needing to get my mind off Camilla and start dating again. So I thought, why not? I'll buy some coffee, go over and see if she invites me to sit down, and just see if karma exists. She was, after all, one of the girls I mentioned to my brother that I considered date-worthy. Well, I did go over to Hannah. She did invite me to sit down, and we did have a great time talking. The government project she was working on was American laws designed to keep out minorities. She was researching how the United States worked a whole lot during the 1800s to keep Chinese out of the country, the Yellow Horde peril, and all that. She was really into it. I told her about my research back in the summer on prejudice against blacks during the 20th century wars, and before you knew it, we were engaged in this deep conversation about how things are today with prejudice toward people like her who are Hispanic and, obviously, toward people like me. We got so into all that we must have talked about the topic for over an hour before we finally slowed down. It was intense. I mean, this girl was something else. So I thought, why not ask her out? It's karma that we met up like this. She got this strange look when I asked her. Then she hesitated for what seemed like a long time, and finally she said it. Marcus, I'm gay. I'm not out. I keep it hidden because my parents, especially my dad, would freak out if he knew. He'd probably sign me up for a conversion therapy with some quack PhD. I stuttered around for a while and finally said, I've seen you with other guys since we've been in high school. Marcus, those guys are beards, she said. You know, where someone goes out with someone else just to get out of the house or to help a friend out. Some of those guys were gay too, and just wanted to reassure their parents that they were straight by going out with a female. It's all very convenient for everybody. It keeps me from being called a faggot in school or from having those little snarky phrases like, that's so gay, or she's so gay, directed at me. For the next hour or so, we talked about her being gay, and that was really interesting too. She had known since she was in middle school that she preferred girls, and she was worried about her parents and peers rejecting her, not to mention her Catholic church. Though she said maybe her church should have been more concerned about the rumors that their priest was a pedophile and preying on little boys instead of whether a 17-year-old gay Hispanic girl was a mortal threat to the church. From talking to her, it was apparent that I wasn't the only high school senior at the mall in a sarcastic mood. Finally, I asked her how many people at school knew about her secret, and when and if she was going to tell her parents. Hannah said that Mia, Ellie, Paige, and Kylie knew for sure. And there were probably some others that strongly suspected, but didn't want to say anything. My parents split up when I was a ninth grader, she said. I've always worried about they're arguing over me, and the way that I was why they got divorced. I live with my mom. My dad lives nearby, and I see him every other weekend. I've actually fantasized about texting Mom and telling her that I'm gay, but maybe a text is not the best way for her to find that out. Hannah laughed when she said that, but then grew serious and said, I'm trusting you, Marcus, by telling you all this. I still don't want to come out. I respect that, I said. There was silence for a while, and then I finally said, let's go out anyway this Friday night. We could be the other person's hot new thing for the night. I could tell my brother I'm back in the dating game. You could tell your mom what a great time you had with this stud guy. That Friday night, we actually did go out. I paid for her meal, and she paid for mine. We had a great time. There was absolutely no pressure. No worrying about first date nerves, no worrying about whether or not to give her a kiss, and no worrying about a second date. Early on, we both decided that it would be both our first and last date. She updated me on how her yellow horde research was going, and I told her about how I was going to be a walk-on for the university's basketball team next year. I mean, it was a nice evening. When I was driving Hannah home, she said she had some suggestions for some girls that I could ask out. You know, Kylie still talks a lot about you, she said, and Mia thinks you're pretty cute too. Kylie and I have already tried the dating thing 2 different times, I said, and she broke up with me both times. Mia is on, like, this whole different plane from everybody else at school, with her being so smart and wanting to be a doctor and all that. She's a little intimidating. Sometimes, even us smart girls can use a night out with a smart guy, she said. Maybe so, I said. It was something to think about.